Well, and that kind of leads into this this next portion of Malone's interview with Joe Rogan, where he was talking about the mass formation psychosis, and that's kind of like the new buzz, where I think a lot of people are hearing more and more about this, and it's kind of stemming from. Wouldn't you say it's stemming from this interview?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
The three. I think the three. I know two for sure. Dr. McCullough and Malone have mentioned the mass psychosis. So, all
right. Well, let me just play the clip, and then we can discuss it here.
From basically European intellectual inquiry into what the heck happened in Germany in the 20s and 30s. You know, very intelligent, highly educated population, and they went barking mad. And how did that happen? The answer is mass formation psychosis. When you have a society that has become decoupled from each other and has free-floating anxiety and a sense that things don't make sense, we can't understand it, and then their attention gets focused by a leader or a series of events on one small point, just like hypnosis, they literally become hypnotized and can be led anywhere. And one of the aspects of that phenomena is the people that they identify as their leaders, the ones typically that come in and say, you have this pain and I can solve it for you. I and I alone, okay, can fix this problem for you, okay? Then they will follow that person through. It doesn't matter whether they lie to him or whatever. The data are irrelevant. And furthermore, anybody who questions that narrative is to be immediately attacked. They are the other. This is central to mass formation psychosis. And this is what has happened. We had all those conditions. If you remember back before 2019, everybody was complaining, the world doesn't make sense, blah, blah, blah. And we're all isolated from each other. We're all on our little tools. We're not connected socially anymore, except through social media. And then this thing happened and everybody focused on it. That is how mass formation psychosis happens. And that is what's happened here.
Yeah, take it away, Nate. I know you were reading some stuff about this.
Yeah, I mean, I think the point he makes is once you achieve this, the data is irrelevant. I think that speaks volumes, and that's exactly what we see all over the world right now. They have everybody fixed on this, so any data that goes against what they push, people just don't listen to.
You're right, because in the hypnosis point that he makes, it does make sense, because why are so many people just so easily convinced that this vaccine will save everybody when it clearly isn't doing that?
Right.
Like the data is clear that it's not working, but yet people are still, hey, I got my booster.
Yeah. It's about force feeding people their agenda, and that is it. Mm-hmm. And then anything else that anybody comes out and says the opposite of, it's looked at as whacked out conspiracy theory, whatever.
It truly is, and it's why we have to be awakened to the truth. They're propagating lies all over the place because they have this already, as you mentioned. But what we have to do as an awakened people is to tell people that we know, listen, this is the truth. You know, one of the things I loved about the Glenn Beck episode that we did was we had the documents in our hands, like on our devices, but we had had the documents. Mm-hmm. Like this was when the signature happened. This is when, this is the truth. Now, what the elites are telling you is whatever that they want to tell you, but this is the truth because that guy signed this document on this day, and we have to be messengers of truth in this hour.
It's a good point. When Biden did his conference the other day, talking about how, you know, the COVID response team and how everybody needs to go and get vaccinated, he didn't provide any data.
No, it's
no supporting evidence or documentation as to like, here's what we've seen, here's what we know, here's how we can prove that it is working. He just reiterating over and over, get the shot, get the shot, get the shot.
Yeah.
Never telling you anything to support it.
No, and that's the biggest problem I see with all of it is that the people that we're following, that we're gathering info from, the research we're doing on our own, is gathering documentation, gathering clips. That's why I hope you like our show, to bringing you all these different avenues of information, but we're bringing it to you and saying, this is where you go find it. This is the data. Well, our president or imposter in chief, whatever you want to call him, he's sitting there saying, this is what you need to do. Not a word about documentation. Not a word about an article that says that you need to do this because it's helping. None. But all the people that we're following are bringing on experts, as we just heard, bringing on experts who created this thing and saying, this is the truth. And that's why I believe, we talked about Joe Rogan and how many followers. He switched to Getter and like 8 million followers within the first day. It's because he's uncovering truth. That's what we're hoping to do on many different fronts, not just one topic. But I believe that's the only thing we can do in this hour is bring light to darkness.